It's no secret that I love BJJ. While it's not perfect as no martial art practice is, I strongly believe that BJJ can teach humility, perseverance, curiosity, and many other wonderful things. But I also heard that whether someone will progress in BJJ quicker or slower depends not only on the teaching methodology, but also on the person himself. I was told that if a practitioner is closed off from feedback and is focusing only on winning each live grappling session, it may inhibit and slow down someone's progress significantly. I then asked myself, what if the person does the opposite? What if someone is fully dedicated and eager to hear feedback? What if someone is not focusing on winning, but instead focuses fully on learning? I decided to test this theory and designed a plan. I asked my BJJ coach Yari if he would be willing to do multiple private training sessions with me, during which he would roll with me going at 60% while aiming to get a submission. I asked for 60% intensity since I know that if he would go at 100%, I would probably survive only for a couple of seconds, and that would be way too little for a good learning opportunity. Then, as we would roll, my goal would be to survive for as long as possible, while setting up a timer to see how long I lasted until the submission. After each roll, I would then ask for as much feedback as I can get, and would do my best to implement what I was told. Luckily, my coach agreed, and we met for our very first private class. After a good warm-up, we did the first timed roll. I survived for 39 seconds. I immediately asked my coach for feedback. His first observation was that I was too tense. I agreed. It is intimidating enough to roll with a black belt on its own, but knowing that I'm on camera and that our roll is timed didn't help me relax either. Nevertheless, I was grateful for him pointing that out and made a mental note for myself to focus more on staying relaxed during our next roll. I also asked if I was overextending my arms. My coach agreed. Our last observation was that it is more difficult to roll with someone who is only defensive in general, since less openings are provided. But we decided to keep me in the defensive role nonetheless, so we could continue documenting this experience. We then decided to roll a few times without timing, so I could make more mistakes and that Yari could give me more feedback. After these rolls, my coach shared that I was not focusing enough on making space between me and him, and showed how I could use my frames better to improve this ability. He also gave me some tips on how I could improve my defense when he got my back, especially by bridging towards him more and fighting his grips better. After a number of rolls and feedback, we did another timed roll at the end to see if I improved during a single training session. I did my best to implement what I was told, all of which was very useful. And this time I survived for 1 minute and 42 seconds. That was a significant improvement comparing it to the first timed roll. I then asked for even more feedback, and we finally called it a day. Later on, me and Yari continued to meet for private training sessions, and I kept doing my best to be as open and inquisitive for feedback as I could be. What I love about Yari's teaching methodology is that his focus is not only in teaching techniques, but that he emphasizes the principles and key points from different positions. This way, after every roll when I asked for feedback, he did not teach me a new technique each time, but instead, he pointed out essential, principles-based mistakes that I made, what I feel greatly helped my learning process. The next time we did a timed roll, I managed to survive for 2 minutes 17 seconds. But my joy soon disappeared as I realized we were rolling with gi this time, which changed the conditions of the experience and ruined proper documentation. Still, I felt my improvement and was looking forward to seeing how long I will survive after a couple more private classes. Aside from having private classes with Yari, during this time I was also training kickboxing regularly, and as anyone doing combat sports knows, training often has a price on your body. It can be difficult to recover from muscle soreness fast enough between training, and going into one feeling tense can make your performance much worse. That's why I was very happy when I received a message from Hydragun offering me to try their massage gun. I wanted to try one for a long time, and I'm happy to say I was not disappointed. Everything from the packaging to how the gun looks and feels spoke quality. The Hydra gun is silent and powerful. Every time I felt sore or stiff, using the Hydra gun felt great, and it helped me recover quite a bit. My girlfriend also fell in love with it, and I think she even liked it more than I did. When I buy a new health product, I also always like to check the science behind it, and the Hydra gun team was happy to send me some info about the tested benefits of using it. If you're interested, feel free to check out this info in the description. All in all, I like the Hydra gun a lot, so if you're interested in purchasing a massage gun, I recommend checking it out. Finally, after 4 private classes, it was time for me to meet my coach for the last timed roll. I did my best to internalize all of the lessons and feedback he offered me and was eager to see if there will be an improvement in how long I managed to survive. The total time of our roll was 3 minutes. Of course, it is important to admit that each roll is unique, and that time alone cannot capture the entirety of our improvement. But this experience definitely made me feel even more confident that as long as we are open, willing, and eager to learn, great improvement is possible. If you're interested to see how I tried to apply my Aikido against my BJJ coach, click on this video right here. Thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you to own your journey.